Let's go.
Welcome back to Shenanigans. This is episode 21. Welcome. We have a very kind of long episode. I don't know if it'll be long in length, but we have a shit ton of shit to talk about today.
Yes. Um, Obviously starting with the playoffs, but like I got a bunch of weird things that have happened, like a lot of weird football stuff. Gonna tap into the Stanley Cup Finals a little bit. Talk about what's going on there for a second. And there's a lot of weird freak show shit happening in the fight world too. So we'll get to all that.
Oh yeah, a couple
But
of fights last night we got to get into.
yeah, I got that down there. Some interesting stuff happened after that fight too.
Ryan Garcia.
You saw that Ryan Garcia and Caleb Plant got
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Caleb Plant
isn't
would
he
fucking knock
up
Ryan's
there?
head off like so easy.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously he's the
he's
larger,
heavier.
he's heavier. But damn, what the fuck are they getting into it for?
Well, he can kickbox too, so he probably beat the shit out of most of the boxers in a street fight because he'd kick them.
That's fair.
You know that? Have I sent you his kickboxing highlights?
I think you have before, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty
I know
interesting.
he's
I like that.
dabbled into some of MMA, like, or other martial arts.
Yeah, I think he started in kickboxing and then he was like, I don't like kicking. It's harder. I could just box. And he's right. It's a lot easier, honestly.
As someone who's
But
only boxed and never done the kicking part, I can probably agree. It's because honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's fucking easy, but learning the basics and the fundamentals are pretty fucking easy. Like even the footwork and the head movement, if you're focused and you're disciplined and like you don't even have to be that focused or that disciplined. Just you'll fucking learn the shit, dude. I mean, obviously, if you want to get to an elite like fucking murder assassin level, you have to train. But even the average person can learn boxing fundamentals, and it's pretty fucking easy.
yeah, and I mean, it's good to have hands. It's just like kicking makes it to where you have more things to think about and you have different levels to worry about. Like, you can start an amazing combination and then just get kicked in the stomach and backed up 3 feet, and then you have to start over. Or like kicked in the leg and then you're off balance and your punch isn't good. So it's like I know I love kicking, but the other day, I got hurt in practice and I was like, hey, can we just box for these rounds with all my partners? And they're like, sure. And I was winning most of the exchanges because with just the hands, I could see like everything that was coming. I didn't have to like worry about my legs or anything. But
Oh yeah, that's one thing I fucking worried about when like I was thinking about transitioning. That's one thing I worry about still kinda when transitioning. It's like from boxing, I'm used to guarding my face and my body. And then I'm gonna have to be guarding my face, my body, my legs, and fucking looking for 8 different ways these attacks are gonna be coming. Rather
oh
than
yeah, in
two
MMA
different
it's
ways.
worse. Takedowns in
Takedowns
MMA,
and
it's
shit.
worse.
Hell yeah, that's the full fucking repertoire.
But anywho, the first topic we have, I guess I can skip up the tank thing if you want to talk about that right away. But I was going to talk about the playoffs, the finals, real quick.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the finals too. First
All
before
right. Well,
10.
so I think last episode we had game 2 was done. I
Yep.
don't think game 3 was done.
Yeah, it was 2-0 Celtics. Because I
Yeah.
remember
So
I was talking about how I thought I was given like, oh, the Mavs can come back and tie the series up if they do this. They did not tie the series up. It is 3-1. They went down 0-3. No one's ever come back from that fucking deficit before in history. But the Mavs do have a chance to make history.
yeah. Well, like I remember last year they had I think they had a 3-0 lead on the Heat, or no, the Heat had a 3-0 lead on the Celtics or something.
Yeah, and the Celtics
And
almost
then
came back. They won 3 straight and
yeah.
lost in Game 7 by like 50 points or some shit. It wasn't 50, but it was like 30 or 40 points. It was an embarrassing ass loss. I remember that.
But in game 3, or at the end of game 2, Kristaps Tingus Pingus got his injured on his ankle, and then he was out. And then after the game, it was revealed that he injured. Let me pull this up. I don't even know what it's called.
It's like I think it's the MPCL.
He tore his medial retinaculum and dislocated his posterior tibialis tendon.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I I don't know how to fucking pronounce that shit either. But I was talking to it with my dad yesterday, and I looked that shit up, and I looked at like the pictures, and from what I see, that first thing you said that like tore that ligament that tore is a ligament in your knee that sort of like is like a tension rod almost, and it connects like your knee all the way to the fucking little bone that sticks out the side of your ankle, the little ball, and that's that little fucking thing he said that dislocated the ball joint like bone sticking out of his ankle. That's what fucking dislocated, and that's disgusting. And I could see why it's a rare injury. How the fuck do you even tear that thing?
I mean, if you're running and sprinting and running across the court and stuff like that, the way his ankle or his leg bent, it was like inward and outward, so it's like
And it did
sideways tension.
something so fucking weird.
Yeah, it was like sideways pressure, which is not good. It was like rolling your ankle, but he didn't really roll it. He just like all the pressure went into the muscle, and then it fucked it up. So lessons from physicist Jordan. But anyway, his fucking it led to speculation in Game 3 about maybe they can come back. Maybe Kristaps being out is gonna be what the Mavs need to come back from the 2-0, and they looked way better. And then, but in Game 3, Luka didn't do his best. Kyrie put up his 35, which is like the best of the series for him, and they were looking good. But I was watching this. I think this is the most I've watched. I watched the whole first half, and then I noticed Luka bitching. Like everyone knows Luka bitches, but it was like more of a problem in this game, and that's what the media's been after him for. Like, hey, you're not on defense, you're bitching at the refs, and it's not you're not getting these calls because you're bitching at the refs. So you're just wasting your court presence or whatever. And so it's like, I don't know. I wonder why he's such a bitch. I feel like you come from like Europe or whatever, one of those like war-ridden countries, and I don't know, you'd be a little tougher.
I'm
But
the West. I mean, well, I guess Europe is also technically the West, but still, even Europe, they're a little more tougher than we are down here. At least their upbringing.
pretty sure Luka and like Jokic are come from the same sort of area as like Shavkat Rachmanov and Hamzat Chimaev. Those areas, like, I don't know, they're not exactly the same,
That's
but
East Europe. East Europe is fucking hard, dude.
hard.
Yeah,
But
like
I
Luca's West Europe. Yeah, West Europe. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Slovenia might be a little more Eastern, I think, but actually, it might be. I think he might be Eastern European. Slovenia might be Eastern European. Let me stop,
I have a little.
cause I have a fucking thing about being wrong about geography. I fucking hate it.
I was probably just really wrong right there, but I'm gonna move past it. In this game, I actually liked a lot of what they were doing, though. They were really getting the ball to Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, and I liked that a lot for them. And then after the game, I went on Facebook and I looked at this. I was just scrolling on Facebook, and there's this guy from high school that I have on there who I don't talk to. We're not really friends, but he posted a status, and it was like after game 2, it was like, yeah, the Mavs really need to get the ball to Gafford and Lively at the rim, or else they're just gonna get swept. And I mean, that was right
This,
before game 3, so I thought that was funny.
yeah, the Celtics kind of the Celtics. They've done a good job at protecting the rim and stopping them from even doing their whole lob shit up to Derek Lively. Daniel Gafford, not so much. I like Daniel Gafford, and he's an important piece to the team, but Derek Lively is like more important, honestly. And they need to play Lively a little more than Gafford, in my opinion. And then
With I like Lively. He's
I
a
do,
rookie, right?
yeah, he's a rookie. He's really good. for. Yeah, they tanked for him last year, I think. Well, I'm not gonna say they tanked for him. They might have legitimately just like didn't. Kyrie and Luka and that team might have just not meshed at once at the trade deadline, and they kind of blew up their season. But still, that it tanked their season to get them Derek Lively. That's the pick that got them Derek Lively. Is how shit they did last year. So they can
and
thank themselves for doing that last year.
with Porzingis out in Game 3, they had Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser out there. I guess as like white boy decoys or something like that to make them think Porzingis was out there. At least that's what Pritchard was doing, man. He was out there 11 minutes, almost as much as Hauser, but he
Pritchard's a
was 0 for
baller.
4. He didn't make a damn ball, Pritchard.
I know, but I'm just saying. Usually he's a baller. I like Peyton
I
Pritchard a
see what
lot.
you mean though. Like he's out there to contribute. He's
Uh,
hustling. I do see it.
yeah, that and also
Uh,
he's a fucking monster from three. Same with Hauser. They have,
Dan
dude.
was doing that.
The Celtics have, they have the best offense in history, like statistical wise, in the NBA. They have so many like crazy high percentage 3-point shooters on their team. It's crazy.
Except Tatum, 4 for 13 in Game 3.
Yeah, but even his normal averages are still pretty decent.
Tatum's just fun to shit on, man.
He is fun to shit on because he's not being consistent, man. He's not consistent, but at the same time, he's also doing everything to win too. Like even when he's not, like even when he's shit, like when he was shit in the bed shooting, he was good on defense. He was good at passing and playmaking and everything. Like if he gets shut down on one aspect, he'll find another way to change the game, which is cool. But still, he hasn't done enough to win the Finals MVP over Jaylen Brown yet. For me, if they give it to Tatum
Yeah.
over Brown, that's gonna be nuts.
Brown, I think, is just a little bit of a defender and does a little bit more overall. I mean, I see Tatum out there doing his thing, but I'm not. I'm gonna move on to Game 4 here and look at. I'll be honest. Once I tuned in and saw that it was like a 20-point deficit, I was like, okay, I'm good. And then it just got worse. It was 30 something, like the largest. And this is how
I thought
crazy of a blowout this
it was
was.
48 was the largest. It was the largest lead in NBA Finals history in like the last 50 years or some shit.
Well, it was 122 to 84 at the end of the day, and they with this fucking blowout. There's this stupid ass stat how now they're down 3-1, but they've outscored the Celtics now because of like an almost 40-point blowout now here.
108 to
And I just think
104
that's so stupid.
or some shit like 408 to 404 or some shit. It
But like,
is. Hockey's doing the same thing though. Obviously, we'll talk about the NHL, but finals a little bit later. But it kind of started a little similar. Like it started 3-0, and then now last night that the Oilers just won, but they scored 8 fucking goals yesterday. So now they've scored the same amount of goals as the fucking Panthers, even though they went down 0-3, and they're down 3-1 right now.
pretty much all I was going to mention about that. But I will say one other thing about that. There's only been 4 comebacks from down 0-3 in NHL playoff history, and only one of those was in the finals. So the Oilers have a chance to, contribute to history because they won't be the first, but like they'll be the 5th, if they can do that. But yeah, that was an odd mirror of like finals type of situations. Almost a sweep and then a blowout in Game 4. Yeah, I don't know. Go Panthers, I guess. I don't know. It's like Ed. I can't even remember where.
The Oilers have history. Fuck them. Go
I don't know the
Panthers.
Oilers. Where are they from?
Edmonton, in Canada.
Edmonton, right? I thought so. I was gonna say Eddington or something, but yeah, the Florida Panthers, I guess. Go America. I was hoping it would be over. Honestly, I was hoping it would be a sweep. That way we can just have I don't forget about it next week or something. But go hockey. Woo. Hopefully Blackhawks do better next year. But what else was there in Game 4 that was relevant in NBA? I'm trying to see how many minutes every
The Celtics
Maverick
kind of
played.
look like they fucking just gave up after the third quarter. Like it looks like they gave up. They said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna win this at home."
How many minutes did Luca get? I can't even find his.
I know,
I think we got 33.
I know people like make this speculation all the time, and it's always just speculation. And it's like, no, they'd never do that just to do that. But come on, man. Like I'm speculating. Like I did the same thing in 2017 when the Warriors went up 3-0 on the Cavs. I was like, okay, well they're gonna probably sweep them. And in Game 4, they probably could have fucking swept them, but they it looks like they purposefully weren't playing as hard so they could go back to Golden State and win it at home Game 5, and that's what the Celtics are probably fucking did last game. I'm not gonna lie, because for 3 straight games you're shutting Lively and everyone down from all those lobs, and then yesterday they're just doing everything and doing. I know Luka was a little more mature yesterday, and he was actually admitting to fouls and not crying and shit, and he manned up, but still and they did have a good run. Like I've watched the video and someone said this looks like a team that's more so determined to make history rather than to avoid a sweep. But I don't know, man. No one's ever came back from 3-0. It'll never it's never happened. I don't know if it will. It would be awesome. I do think that the fucking Mavs can win Game 5 and totally upset them, and it'll be way closer. Because I do think the Celtics kind of gave up to try and win at home. But if the Mavs fucking surprise them and say, hey, that was the wrong choice, and send their warning shots and it's 3-2, then the Celtics better fucking step it up and win in Dallas in Game 6 if they really want to do it. Actually, I don't want to see that. I hope they fucking blow the 3-0 lead because I'd hate the Celtics. But yeah. Oh, and Luka was actually playing defense yesterday. Shit was weird. He forced turnovers on Drew Holiday.
And he was 0 for 8 3-pointers. Kyrie was 1 for 6. They were not doing great.
Oh, they were doing great on defense.
I mean,
they were fucking locking motherfuckers up, and they still were making shit. They still had like 30 fucking points each. So I mean, yeah, they didn't shoot well though. They need to work on that for sure.
I guess that's kind of like a mindset thing or something like that. Like if you're gonna be hustling on defense, you might be a little tired on the times you're on offense or something, or your shots might not be as good. I don't know.
Oh yeah, like
I can imagine how you have to switch focus.
I guarantee NBA players don't go 100% every possession. 100%. They definitely don't. And especially not on defense, because that takes out more energy than offense a lot of the time.
I feel like I could defend somebody decent in like a street ball game, like just because I got MMA footwork and shit like that.
Bro,
you know?
Let me tell you, the best motherfucker ever who will cover and lock you up at a damn pickup game is the motherfucker who's never played before and has no idea what the fuck to do. He'll cover you to fuck up. And the thing is, it's a pickup game. He ain't calling no damn fouls, and it's not like he knows well enough to not fucking be like football rough, but the fucker's all up on you. Like motherfuckers who never play basketball and they want to damn try to play some defense in a pickup game, they will D your ass the fuck up.
Pause.
Oh yeah, pause. My bad.
But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do shit else. Maybe I could like get a steal or something, or block a shot. I don't know. I couldn't shoot for sure.
I can contest the ball. I can't steal or block. I'm shit at both.
Drew Holiday is gonna quietly have 2 rings. I mean, I don't know how quiet, but I think that's interesting.
Yeah, he could be that'd be an X factor, man. Cause dude, as soon as he went to the Bucks, the first year he went to the Bucks, that's what changed it. His defense and his playoff performances, his clutch performances. When he needed to, he was fucking scoring. But for the most part, he was a defensive pressure and playmaking, and like he was really good through that 2021 finals against the Suns. It was really cool to watch. So he was a key factor in that one. And then now, obviously this year, just traded Drew Holiday to them. They just got Drew Holiday this year, and now they're in the finals. And they're up 3-0, now 3-1, potentially might win. Yeah, Drew Holiday, you've won 2 teams rings now. You've won 2 teams with choking narratives. You've saved their fucking legacies, dude, because before 2021 like Suns Bucks finals, dude, if Kevin Durant literally just didn't have his little toe on the line and that 3-pointer went in, that would have been a game winner, and the Nets would have been the fucking finals winners, not the Bucks. But still, Drew Holiday saved Giannis's fucking whole legacy and the Bucks' entire team, because up to that point, they were known as guys who fucking choke in the playoffs. Playoff chokers. Then they get the perfect bracket and they fucking end it off and they win that finals. And then boom, now the Celtics, they're known for going to 7 of the last 9 conference finals. Going to the finals 2022, losing it. Always fucking losing, always choking while being the best team with a super team. And now they get the easiest run and they have Drew Holiday on their fucking team. Damn, Drew Holiday, you fucking saved 2 teams' legacies. Now the Bucks and the Celtics will both not be remembered for choking, but everyone will remember 2021 and 2024. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
man, fucking Drew Holiday, you did it. Drew Holiday deserves...
Did you hear this clapping?
I did.
Okay. This is it.
We added soundboards, guys.
I'm working on that. Yeah, you're gonna get sick of that shit soon. But let me ask you something. Al Horford, was he ever on a championship team? I feel like
Al Horford was never... He was on a lot of good teams. Al Horford was on the Hawks for most of his career. Well, actually, I don't know, more like half of his career. He's been a Celtic for a lot of it. But, yeah, he was on the Hawks team that went 60-22 and got swept by LeBron in the conference finals in 2015. He had some other good Hawks teams, but other than that, and he's been with the Celtics since like 2017, so he's been to like all those conference finals with them, and he went to that finals with them in 2022.
Okay.
So I mean, he doesn't have a championship, but he's been a part of a team that's been to the championship.
Gotcha.
He's old as fuck, but he's a baller.
By time next week when we record this, it'll definitely be over. I don't know when would the other games be? Tomorrow's game 5.
Yeah, tomorrow's game 5. Game 6 is on Thursday. Game 7 is on next Sunday.
I can never tell how far apart they like to do it. Like sometimes it's 2 days, sometimes it's 3 days.
Yeah, they do it. They change it. It's not like a specific. There's 2 days or 3 days between the finals. They do interchange between 2 and 3 days for the most part, but it's no set day for real. They just have.
Okay.
They'll just set the dates when they set them. Like they'll usually announce them at the beginning of the playoffs, the dates, but not the times.
So yeah, if by this time next week, Celtics could be world champions most likely, or Mavericks do the most craziest, funniest thing ever, man.
I hope they do the fucking craziest shit ever.
Me too. I like when they get other people involved, and it doesn't have to be in shooting. Obviously, Kyrie and Luka get people open to go to the rim and get some easy 2-point slam dunkers. You know what I'm saying?
Alley-oop, some lobs, throw the lobs up there.
When they jump and they grab it and they put it in the rim, and it's real cool when they do that.
Yeah,
that thing.
That's called an alley-oop.
I'm just fucking with you.
I know.
I'm okay. So yeah, that's all I really got to say. I mean, Mavericks play is weird. Hopefully, they get other people involved and have the best comeback ever. But moving on to some sadder news in NBA. The logo is dead, y'all.
The logo.
Rip Jerry.
They never paid his ass for the logo either, because they never disclaimed who the logo was They never said who it was, but everyone knew who it was. But since they didn't say who it was, they didn't have to pay him.
I feel like being an 86-year-old man like that, it doesn't. I don't. I don't have to feel too bad for joking about it, but yeah, he's had a pretty good career. He's champion at Finals MVP, all kinds of accolades, 14-time NBA All-Star. Pretty sure that was every year he played.
He was a one-time champion as a player, one-time Finals MVP. Fun fact: that Finals MVP is not from the finals that he won. He won Finals MVP in a finals that he lost. He's the only player in NBA history to ever win the Finals MVP while losing the finals.
Baller.
Baller. He also is one of the best executives ever. Fucking drafting. He's like responsible for like drafting Klay Thompson and like Michael Jordan or some shit. Like all these, like not Michael Jordan, but like Kobe Bryant and shit. And he's like responsible for so many different championships. He's responsible for like 8 or 9 different championships as an executive. He has 9 or 10 rings total. It's crazy.
Wow. So he was an executive for the Warriors and the Lakers?
Yeah, I think.
No, it just says he was a coach for the Lakers.
He was
for 3 years.
He was a coach for a little bit.
What's
Jerry
two-time
West is
NBA executive of the year, but like
Jerry West is very underrated. He was one of those players who was like ahead of his game type shit. Like
he was the GM?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Huh.
Well, I don't know if he's like general man.
He's not that good.
He's not that good.
No, he's not that good, bro. He drafted Klay Thompson, and you can never forget Klay Thompson went 0 for 10 in an elimination game.
That's true.
I had that in the lineup, bro. I see that shit everywhere. I'm sick of seeing Klay. It'll be a fucking post about like Giannis running for the ball back or some shit, and back in the regular season, and it'll be like, don't let this distract you that Klay went 0 for 10 in an elimination game.
I see that all the time too, bro. I'm starting to not like the Warriors like core of championship players. I mean, really except for Steph. I like Steph, but Draymond has kind of been insufferable for his whole career. But really, the last 2 years he's been ramping it up, and then fucking Klay Thompson's just been like so like. And he's been like, yeah, I apologize, that got to me, that's why I did that and shit. But he's been such a fucking crybaby this season. Even after apologizing, saying, oh, my bad, like, he's still being a goddamn crybaby. Fucking, 4 rings, you fucking got the better of me in the game, so I have to show that I had 4 rings. I'm so fucking sad that I have to think about what I was, and I can't fucking think in the present.
Remember that next time you flash those Cowboys rings to me.
Hey, I don't flash the Cowboys rings to you in that manner, though.
I know. You gotta respect it, though. It happened, man. It was history.
Oh, it did, and I do respect it, and I respect his 4 rings, but it's like, in the context that he's bringing up his 4 rings, he's doing it in retaliation to being mad that someone, like, fucked him. He's mad that someone got the better of him on a fucking play, so he's like, 4 rings, bitch.
Yeah, Steph being the best of the whole dynasty and still being humble and all that is pretty dope. He's an icon, man. He's changed the game.
The greatest point guard of all time.
Yeah, and with some of the weirdest teammates. Jordan Poole, that's such an interesting case. But
I don't dislike Kevin Durant, actually. But still, yeah. Let's get back to it.
You wanted to talk about another NBA person that passed away recently that didn't get as much coverage, right?
Yes, Bill Walton. He got some decent media coverage, but he passed away 2 weeks ago. We never mentioned it on the show, and it sucks because I really like Bill Walton. He's a really underrated player and kind of like just not talked about in history. He's a what if kind of player almost. Like he has an MVP. He has a Finals MVP. He won the Finals with the Blazers. He even has a second Finals and a 6th Man of the Year with the Celtics. But his career was kind of just laced with injuries. But when he played, he was a fucking monster. Like, obviously, he won MVP I think there was a case like he got snubbed for MVP one year, and then the Portland Trailblazers were doing still really good without him, and there was a good chance they could have went back to back if he was like healthy and everything. And he was just a different kind of player, man. Like he was ahead of his time too. And he's also fucking one of those guys. He was a part of like all the civil rights and like shit like that. So he fucking of course has his own legacy in that, and he was in during protests and stuff like that. So he's just a cool dude all around. And whenever you talk like listen to him on the commentary, he seemed like, man, he seemed like in his own world. He'd just be joking. He's a funny ass dude. Sometimes he wouldn't even talk about basketball. He'd just bring up random shit and it'd be hilarious. Like it's like just fucking listening to someone have a conversation, almost like a normal conversation while watching a game. It was cool.
That's almost a perfect segue into the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is Charles Barkley saying that next season is going to be his last season on TV, and he's going to be retiring from that as well.
That's so
That'll
sad.
Be his,
him and Inside the NBA is gone, dude. Like, what the hell?
Well, I think Inside the NBA is going to get
picked
bought
up by
somewhere else.
Yeah, they might get picked up by another thing, but still, like, by another network. But it's just sad, man. Chuck was a big part of the Inside the NBA for a long-ass time.
Yeah, it says Barkley 61 said he is going nowhere other than TNT, where he reportedly landed a massive 10-year, $100 million contract extension just 2 years ago. So that would probably fuck up his contract. So yeah, I wouldn't blame him. But yeah, he's really entertaining. He says some weird shit. Why does he hate? Is it Atlantic women?
It's San Antonio.
Yeah,
the fat women of San. Man, he has no filter. That's why I like Charles. He speaks what's on his mind, and he doesn't give a fuck. Like, dude, he's sitting there calling Draymond Green triple single like every fucking night. But Draymond Green comes on their show, and he's never punched fucking Charles in the face for calling him triple single. But I don't think he can't really punch Charles in the face. Charles would fucking fight back, and Draymond Green doesn't. Draymond Green doesn't like when they fight back. So he wouldn't do that. And also, you gotta respect it a little bit more. Like when it's coming from a guy with an MVP. And I know everyone makes the joke about Charles Barkley, no ring, but he's genuinely one of the top 25 NBA players of all time. He's an amazing player. He's so underrated just because of the whole fucking no ring narrative and that whole entire joke. Like,
see right now,
Shaq can joke him for it. Shaq has 4 rings. You cannot joke him for it, Mr. fucking NBA fan sitting on your ass.
That now would be a perfect time for like a Charles Barkley soundboard clip, bro. Like when a guy is banging you, or I don't know, something like that.
My favorite Chris Paul moment. Chris Paul. My favorite Charles Barkley moment is when he was talking about Chris Paul. It was a Suns versus a Hornets game all the way back in like 2006 or 7 or some shit, and they were doing the advertisement for it, and he was like, Charles Barkley was like, 2 words, Chris Paul and Steve Nash, must see TV, and then fucking Ernie Johnson was like, that's a lot more than 2 words. Then dude said, all right then, Nash and Paul. And then he said, that's 3.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I like NBA players. Like, they got good personalities. Like, but they're not the smartest, man. Like, the one famous clip of Kevin Garnett where he's like,
yeah. I don't know. Charles Barkley's smart though. Dude, even Draymond Green is honestly a smart guy. He's just fucking so emotional.
Well, Draymond will probably be loved way more when he's not playing anymore.
Yeah. For sure.
But let's see what's up next. The Stanley Cups. I mean, game 1 was 3-0 for Panthers. Game 3 was 4-1 for Panthers. Game 3 was 4-3 for Panthers, and then a blowout. So like,
8-1.
I told Caleb, like, sometimes I feel like sports share the scripts a little bit. Like Connor Bedard and Caitlin Clark, similar vibes. Like first overall player, fancy fucking shit, supposed to change the sport, bring popularity to it. Last year with Jokic and Mahomes both getting a ring. I know that was Mahomes' fucking third ring, but like something about the best player, number 15 in the league, getting the championship at the same time was weird to me. And now this year, it's like the 3-0 sweep in the almost, and then a blowout in game 4 for NHL and basketball. So I
Well,
just make connections maybe, but stuff seems weird like that.
I do too, but in a different kind of way. I've been like connected the NHL to the NBA in some sort of way, but not like in what happens. I mean, obviously this year in the events that are happening in their entire like finals and everything, like down to the T, but more so like the structure of the NHL is very similar to the NBA, so I'm kind of not surprised. Like they they also I don't know if they have 82 games in the NHL, but they have a lot of fucking games. They
I
have a
think
lot of
they do have 82.
oh they have a lot of they have the same amount of games as the NBA, and if they don't, it's still a shit ton of games. The seasons run through the same exact months. They're only like 2 weeks apart. The finals always play like at the same time or like 1 week apart. The playoff format's the same, 7 game series, 4 rounds. So it's like I've always made the connection between the NHL and NBA. They run their operation, at least their seasons, the way it's formatted, the same. And they always have, or at least for the last however many years.
I'm confused. I'm looking. Yeah, they play 82 regular season games. Yeah, we looked into that a while ago, I think, too.
I think
But
we did because I talk about it every so once in a while how NHL and NBA formats are so fucking similar.
I don't know, man. I just like football's playoffs because it's just elimination right away, and I don't know.
I like that.
Maybe
I
I get
do
that you
like
need
that
to
style.
compress. You gotta kind of compress like the violence into less games and stuff to maximize like play efficiency, health, all that shit. But like,
Yeah, because if they
uh,
played fucking 7 game series, they die by game 3.
yeah, and like
They're already dead. They already feel dead, and all the players are injured by like week 6 already. So I mean, shit.
yeah, but then by the time now, like it feels like the NBA Finals should be fucking over by now. You know, like the Celtics should have won it officially already because they're statistically out of fucking luck. And then the same thing with NHL. I mean, they got like a 1 in 4 chance, I guess, to get it back or whatever for the Oilers, and it's just like I don't know. I like the intensity of just like if you don't get it, fucking redo.
I like that.
But
I do like that. I'm not gonna lie. I like both formats. I think it fits both sports, or all their sports accordingly. Honestly, like I think football would be weird if it was a series and not single elimination. I think basketball would be
it's
really fun.
baseball.
Baseball is a baseball starts off the first round as a 5 game series, and then it goes. I think it's 5-5-7-7, or it's 5-7-7-7. No, it's five
Like
seven
five
seven.
more than seven.
Okay, so it's just like the old NBA. It's first round 5 games, then 7 games, then 7 games, then 7 games. Okay.
Like five more than seven, bro. I feel like dragging it out if even if you're just gonna lose in like six. Like you didn't need 6 games. I don't know. I like five. Five. If you're gonna do like a series, five is like a balance. But I get why they do seven, and
I
it's dramatic. I guess like last
You
year
know
with
what I
the
could
Heat and
see? I
Celtics.
could see if they changed the normalcy, like the first 2 series, like to the fucking to 5 games, but the conference finals and the finals, they obviously they did it
That's
because
fair.
they wanted to maximize the amount of profit and the amount of games that they wanted to show on TV. Obviously, that's why in 2003 they changed it from 5 game series to 7 game series every round. But still, if they really wanted to, they could do it 5-5-7-7. It would make sense like that.
I can I like that idea. 5 in the first 2 rounds, and then when it comes to finals and conference finals, yeah, that's smart. But let's move on. That's a little bit of football topics here. Somebody got paid. Trevor Lawrence, he got his bag. 5 years, 275 million, 200 guaranteed. That puts him up with Joe Burrow and like I think Jared Goff is up there, but it's up there. It's more Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence now.
It's a lot of money for a glorified Daniel Jones.
Man, I like Trevor. I'm hoping Brian Thomas is like what he will help them both break out. Like Trevor Lawrence has done more. He's done more than a lot of quarterbacks. Like he won that playoff game, and they lost to the Chiefs. But
yeah, I don't actually think Trevor Lawrence is as bad as fucking Daniel Jones. It just so happens to be that their stats are fucking super identical in their career so far in the games that they've played and like touchdowns, fucking quarterback rating. But Trevor Lawrence, I'm not gonna lie, he does have a little bit more excuses, and he also has way more impressive performances on his plate, and he's shown potential and like flashes of shit that he can do. Like Daniel Jones is nowhere close to his skill level at all, honestly.
Last year with the Jags and with the Giants, I mean, unfortunately, last year was a big year to show like why you need backup quarterbacks because Trevor was hurt for like they went what were they like 8-1 or some shit, and then they choked it to like 9-8 or
Yeah,
8-9 or some shit.
that
Yeah,
was
they choked the fuck.
insane.
It was bad. But he was hurt. Like he was visibly fucking like his ribs were fucked. I think his leg was fucked. He missed the first game of his career, and then I think he came back the next week because they had like CJ Beathard, who was not good.
Yeah.
And so it's just like let him be healthy. Year 2, you saw that like they had some weapons. It was fucking Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram. Like they didn't get Ridley, they didn't get Brian Thomas, and then that Christian Kirk was his fucking breakout wide receiver. Like I trust him. I like him more
I
than like
trust
Jared
him
Goff.
too. I think they need to give him some more weapons, honestly. So I don't think it's a bad pay, but just for what he's done at so far, it seems like bad pay. But I don't think you could place all of the blame on Trevor Lawrence. So honestly, paying him was the right decision. They needed to keep him because they
I think
could build
like
something with
last
him.
year. Yeah, last year they kind of stayed a little too mediocre after their second year with him, where they added some shit. He got better. Then they added Calvin Ridley, but their offensive line is like pretty mediocre, dude. And then by the time he got hurt, he didn't have enough time to stay back there, and he was just throwing picks and shit. And ETN is good, but he's like a big play guy and like a receiving back, but if the game has to rely on him, I don't trust him to do that. But I'm a little biased because I had him in fantasy last year and he wasn't super great all the time.
I was a little fucking like took aback when they picked him, and I was like, "You have 1,000-yard receiver, running back in James Robinson, who's done it the last 2 seasons in a row." I'm like, what the hell? They fucking derailed that dude's entire fucking career. Oh my god, he was amazing. Or not amazing, but he was like good. Like he was supposed to be good, serviceable. He probably could have made a Pro Bowl or 2. And then, nope. He just fucking gets traded to the Jets. Brees Hall takes over your spot. Now your fucking career's in shambles.
Yeah, I don't even think he's on a team.
I know.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, if I had to compare Trevor Lawrence to a lot of other quarterbacks, like if I put them in this situation, you put Jared Goff in there, I think he's doing way worse. I think it's like the first year of him with the Lions where they sucked. I mean, they still had Penei Sewell, they still had him on
the Rams.
Yeah, or that. Jared Goff is in a perfect situation now because that O-line developed and like they got a running back, they got
Oh yeah, I think that Jared Goff is
more weapons.
I
Oh,
think
but
he's
I
the
want to point
right guy for that team, though. Like, honestly, I think them keeping him is a good thing,
why did they get Hendon Hooker?
just in case. I mean,
Hendon Hooker though, I like him. I wish like
I do like Hendon Hooker a lot. You like
he
Tennessee
would have done better than
quarterbacks a
Desmond
lot.
Ritter, huh?
I said you tend to like Tennessee quarterbacks a lot.
Dude, I don't know. I realized that after Milton, I was like, I liked Hooker, I liked Milton, um, I like Oklahoma Sooners too. Like I like Baker, I like Kyler there. I don't know.
Dude,
Wasn't wasn't Caleb Williams at Oklahoma for a minute, or am I tripping? Who was there?
Caleb Williams, yeah, he was. That was his freshman year. He was
Right,
sitting
yeah, he
behind
was.
Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler was supposed to be the fucking 5-star that was supposed to be the #1 overall pick. Caleb Williams was too, but he was supposed to be the year after Spencer Rattler. But Caleb Williams was so fucking good as a freshman, and Spencer Rattler started playing like shit. So Caleb took his spot.
Yeah, I wanted to be known again. I've probably mentioned it, but like I'm gonna segue into the Patriots here. But Joe Milton, he's the fucking third stringer right now. I would love a world where Drake May's not ready to start, Jacoby Brissett starts, maybe Jacoby fucking gets turf toe, and then Joe Milton gets some snaps. You know what I'm saying? I like him. I don't know. And but like the Patriots just love making backup quarterbacks, I guess, because I feel like Milton will be out of there in a few years. They'll trade him away for something, and then he'll get a shot somewhere as a backup or like a emergency starter. Because he's just got so many tools, man. Like why do you like Josh Dobbs? Kind of reminds me of this. Like he's not the same way. 'Cause Josh Dobbs wasn't even drafted, but like Josh Dobbs is huge and he has scramble ability and he has abilities, but like he just makes bad decisions.
Hey,
And
Josh
it's like,
Dobbs is a Tennessee quarterback too.
was he?
Yep.
Yeah. Look at me, bro. I like. I guess I like Tennessee. I do like Tennessee. I like the
I like
logo and their
Tennessee
colors.
too. Fucking
Yeah.
let me tell you, they have this quarterback who they got last year, and he's a redshirt freshman, so he won't be drafted for another 3 to 4 years. But he's a name to look out for. I think he'll actually pan out and be NFL caliber quarterback. Nico, I am a Liava. It's a very long name, but he's a fucking monster. He's gonna be in the league in a couple years, I bet. That's another Tennessee
uh,
guy you'll probably like.
I also like Jalen Hyatt.
I do like Jalen Hyatt too.
Tennessee just had a running back. Who's the Tennessee? Was Jonathan Brooks the Tennessee running back?
Brooks was Texas.
Texas. I get confused between Texas and Tennessee sometimes. Not gonna lie, because like just their uniforms are like white and orange, and the like sometimes that bullhead looks like a T. I don't
I
know,
feel that.
but anyway, with the Patriots, they just retired Tom Brady's number 12. Uh, Robert Kraft, I think, shed a tear. Brady shed some tears. The whole Gillette Stadium was sold out
They
for
did
a
have a
jersey
running back
retirement.
pick though. They had Jalen Wright to the Dolphins.
Uh,
Dolphins got themselves another fast running back.
oh, I mean, I don't know about him, but maybe I'll lock into college a little bit next year. I just don't know how they do it, but like I don't know. Maybe they'll have something good. I'll pay attention to. I wish I would pay attention to Joe Milton, but Brady got his number retired, and Robert Kraft also promised that they were gonna build a big ass bronze statue of Brady, 12-foot statue outside of the Patriots Hall of Fame building,
A
and it
bronze
will be
statue?
unveiled. Yeah, a fucking 12-foot LeBron statue outside of the Patriots Hall of Fame.
The bronze Jane.
Yeah, it's a bronze statue, but yeah.
They need to give that motherfucker gold.
Gold. Yeah, good fucking luck putting a golden statue
Yeah,
outside of like New
yeah, I know.
York or whatever the fuck that area is.
I know. I'm just saying, like the fucking value of the materials.
Apparently, Randy Moss was there crying, and Bill Belichick and stuff. I didn't watch as much, but Brady gave a big old speech. he was really crying. He was like, "I'm a patriot forever," or
I,
whatever,
I
or he was
saw
like,
that
"I am a
too.
patriot."
I didn't know that was about his jersey retirement.
Yeah, I
NFL
mean,
is
dude,
different. They do everything like after the season, like like giving out the rings and everything, and
that's
fucking
smart.
jersey retire. I agree, but I do. But I almost do. I like how the NBA does it to where they give the awards during the playoffs, and like jersey retirements are during games, and they have this whole big fucking cool movie they play for the guy's jersey they're about to retire. Like,
I'll say I like doing the awards in the middle of the playoffs, I guess, but like NFL does it in like the after the
Super
either
Bowl.
after the divisional or the
No, they do it.
before the no
They do it
before the
like
Super Bowl.
it's two. It's like 3 days before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that's like during the bye week between the conference finals and the Super Bowl. But the NBA does it. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, it's fucking game 2 of the second round, and
Yeah, I will
Embiid
give
was
you
your
that.
MVP.
I'll give you that, and then a lot of some. It's got to be fucking hilarious, dude. One year, Jokic, we got knocked out the first round by the Warriors the year they won the championship, and oh my god, dude, it was so weird watching watching Jokic get his MVP in a locker room because the Nuggets were already eliminated.
Yeah, like what the fuck is that timing? I don't know. Like, yeah, it's just weird,
I
and
do
that's how NBA.
I like
Good.
I do like how the NFL does it and how it's all scheduled and shit. But I do like the NBA a little bit. But like you said, like there are some instances like that. Like what the fuck, Jokic just got his second MVP in a locker room.
Sometimes I feel like Adam Silver, like watches a lot of TikTok or some shit. Like he must have seen one of those videos where it's like a clip, but there's also like some GTA racing track at the bottom, right? So it's just like he thinks constant content is is better. Like in season tournament, play in tournament, fucking. By the way, there's more awards to give out every fucking other day during the playoffs. I
Dude,
don't know. He's like content overload.
as much good as he's done for the league and is still doing and everything, I will agree that in season tournaments thing. I didn't watch the in season. I mean, I did some games because they're classified as regular season games, but I didn't really watch it. I didn't really care that the Lakers won it. And then the play-in tournament, I've always thought the play-in tournament was fucking stupid. I've always hated it. I've always wanted them to get rid of it since it became a thing. It used to just be supposed to be temporary thing for the bubble, and then they revised it and made it a permanent thing because the ratings were good and everything. So he has made a lot of great decisions. Adam Silver is a great commissioner, but these last few decisions about this in-season tournament and some of his decisions in the last couple years are questionable. Although he's had some good ones too.
The in-season tournament is just like unnecessary, like stress on. I believe in like mental shit and like karma and all that stuff that matters. Like if you're thinking about winning some random ass thing in the middle of the season, and then you do, and you like have all you enjoy your flowers in the middle of the regular season.
Yeah, it's a
We
distraction.
saw the Lakers kind of collapsed, after that. It wasn't really, it didn't really matter. They were regular season games, right? They still counted as regular games, right?
Yeah, they did. Even the championship game was a regular game.
Yeah, so I mean, that I guess is whatever if you're still doing it and it doesn't matter and you don't care. But those Lakers, man, when they won it, like LeBron, his face was like, "Holy shit, I was the first playing tournament winner ever. That's history. That's all that mattered this year." I don't
I
know.
I would have fucking yeah. If I was a coach or something or like a player, I'd tell my team. I'd be like, look, guys, the play-in tournament, like it's regular season games, so we need to be locked in. But if we lose the play-in and we don't make it to the championship, or even if we lose in like the first round of like the knockout, or if we don't make it out the knockout stages, don't be upset because that's not the fucking goal. That shit doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and then it's like mental and weighs on you.
I
But we've been
expect
off
it.
track here.
I don't know. Well, I'm gonna say one thing. I always expect the in-season tournament to be won by a lower seeded playoff team unless it's some historical ass team on a crazy like that goes like 60 something, like 65-15 or some shit, you know, like the Celtics this
That's
year.
fair. That's fair. But yeah,
It'll always
we
be
we
won by
bounced a
lower
little to
seed.
basketball. We should still be on NFL here for a little bit. Uh, Along with Brady retiring his number, that's he's a historic guy. Some more history is going to be made this upcoming year when Mercedes Lewis starts for his 19th career or his 19th season in his career, and that is an NFL record for tight ends. So he's the longest tenured tight end in the league, and he'll be with the Bears again as like a third string tight end. But dude, looking at his career, there's a lot I didn't know about him, man. Like
I think
I
he's
didn't know
trying to
he was
get
in
to season
Jacksonville
number
for
20.
that would be cool, but I didn't know he was in Jacksonville for 12 years, dude. I
Mm-hmm.
knew him in Green Bay. uh, he had a 700-yard season in Jacksonville. When he got to Green Bay his first year, his average yards per target was almost 10. Like he was pretty clutch in his first year there. It was like never mind, that was a stupid ass stat because he only had 39 yards that year. Ignore me. I just saw a big number and I looked at it, but yeah, he's had more of an impactful career than I thought, and a lot more places than I thought. I thought he was a Green Bay guy. Honestly, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, I like.
You like him though.
I really do. He, I've always seen his impact in the game, man. He's a good player. I think he's a locker room guy. I think he's a good locker room guy. A lot of people will sign players just to be locker room guys, like the Miami Heat. There's this dude Udonis Haslam. He's a Heat lifer. He'd been on the team since fucking like 2003 or 4, like with Dwayne Wade, and he's won all 3 of the fucking Heat's rings with Dwayne Wade. He won the 2 with LeBron. He's been on that team forever, and he's been on the bench since the damn 2000s. And then around the like 2010s, they even just pretty much stopped playing him, and he was just a bench warmer. But he was such a good like vet presence and like locker room presence that they kept him.
That's what I imagine is the
Until
deal
year
with like
20.
what's his name, Bogdan, the big ass dude who like has huge hands and he's in the
Boban
goldfish commercial.
Marjanovic.
Yeah, Boban. Yeah, that's what I imagine people use him for nowadays because he doesn't get serious playing time really, and he was on like the Rockets last year and he went
He's
went
signed
viral
because
for.
he is a good locker room guy and he makes you happy, but also because he's fucking giant. And if your backup center does happen to go out, you have someone who's 7'4" with gigantic arms to block and rebound for you, just in case.
But yeah, I mean Mercedes Lewis, what a pretty good career, reliable guy. Last year he only played 4 games. That's he's only done that a few times. He's missed some games in his career. Obviously, once in Green Bay, he only played a few games. Once last year in Chicago, and then his first year, he only played 3 games. But yeah, he's been pretty durable otherwise throughout his career. So let's see. I mean, like, I don't know what their ceiling is there, but let's just see if he has a decent productive year. I doubt it because he's third string. But it would feel good points for him, man, because he's older guy, setting history. That's always cool.
He'll be more productive than your average third stringer of a position.
Third downs. After that, what else happened? Oh yeah, Madden 25. The cover got released. It's fucking Christian McCaffrey on the Niners, which is weird. I don't know why you put the Super Bowl losers as the cover, but
They did
I
it
guess he's
because
cool.
offensive player of the year, I guess.
Man,
I mean, he is the most explosive offensive player that's not a quarterback.
they could have put Aaron Donald or Myles Garrett or something.
I mean, yeah, they could have.
Jason Kelsey.
I'm not even too excited about Madden. I'm kind of pissed they called it Madden 25. Because
I mean,
way back when I was a little kid, like fucking 8 or 9 years old, there's a game that came out called Madden 25 because it was for the 25th anniversary of Madden, and little me was thinking, oh boy, I wonder what Madden's gonna be called in 2025. They can't call it Madden 25 again. Yep, they fucking can. Your dream is ruined. Of Madden 25 too, or like Madden 36, or whatever the fucking year is, however long Madden's been going on for now. They don't do it. They ruined it. I waited for 10 years for Madden 25 again. I
I'm
I mean, I'm
excited.
not buying that shit. I haven't bought Madden since Madden 20, but still.
I buy it every year because I don't play games. I just play UFC and Madden, really. And I'll be building a franchise. Like I'll give the Rams Caleb Williams or something. Caleb Williams and Puka. I'll just do some shit like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I don't like Christian McCaffrey for obvious reasons, so I'm gonna
I'm
skid
excited.
by that. But
I'm more excited for the game that's bundled with it, NCAA 25, which I think, well, that's mainly the majority of people, anyways. But what do you expect? Honestly, the game's just coming back after 10 years.
yeah, you're gonna play as Shadur Sanders. Woo!
It still is cool though. I'm gonna be up on there a lot, team builder and
Who
all
is the
that
most
bullshit.
exciting quarterback right now in college ball?
In college ball, honestly, that's tough. It might be Oregon's dude. I know Carson. Everyone talks about Carson Beck, but I'm not. I'm not too high on Carson Beck. But I
That's the
like.
Ohio State guy, right?
Yeah. Wait, no, Carson. It's Oregon's. No, not Oregon. Ugh. Carson. What the hell? What? How? Carson Beck is Georgia. How the fuck do I miss that? He literally won the damn championship with them.
Oh man, that's my bad. I'm a Georgia guy. I should know that.
How did I get mixed up with it? That's weird. But probably Oregon. They got this dude Dylan Gabriel who transferred there from Oklahoma. From Oklahoma, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, it
okay.
was. He was from Oklahoma. He's fucking nuts, dude. Dylan Gabriel's gonna be one of the guys to go. Then he has a guy behind him who's gonna go next year, Dante Moore. Yeah, college is like there won't be another big, deep fucking quarterback class for like another like 2, 3, 4 years or so, because that's just how it goes with college classes and whatnot, and graduation bullshit and draft class.
Um, ciao, bro. I'm gonna move on. Falcons, interestingly enough, got they got deducted a 2025 fifth round pick for tampering with Kirk Cousins before the legal tampering period, and that's Kirk's fault because he just went on the fucking like press conference after he got signed and it was like, yeah, I've been talking to Atlanta this whole time. They've been real nice to me. I even met all these people before I should have, and then like named all the people, and so
I was about to
yeah,
say everyone fucking tampers. Everybody. No
yeah.
way
Uh,
everybody doesn't tamper, but that motherfucker just snitched on himself.
mm-hmm. Yeah, Kirk is funny for that, but he's gonna get. Uh, I think he's gonna get kicked out of there in like 2 years if he keeps playing. I don't think he's either not gonna play all those years or he's gonna fucking get sent somewhere like Seattle when they
He's
don't
getting
have the
paid and
quarterbacks.
having fun. He's in Atlanta. He went to Atlanta for a reason, man. He went to Atlanta to have fun.
Bro, Atlanta, like I don't know how long ago this was or if it's been fixed or what, but a couple weeks ago I heard a story and I saw videos that like Atlanta's water was fucking like poisoned and like dirty and full of shit or something like that. So that's he's having fun in Atlanta.
Whoa, that's not Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, that's your state. Um, let's see. I had one oh yeah. Oh, and interestingly enough, the Eagles, who were also under investigation for possible tampering with Saquon Barkley, uh, did not receive any punishment or they weren't found suspicious at all. So that's pretty funny. That Yeah, so Falcons penalized,
Oh, their
Eagles
water
not.
main broke.
Oh, yes. See, shit happens, bro.
Shit
But
do be happening.
I think I'm done with NFL. Did you have anything else to talk about football before I move on to some more goofy shit?
No, except bring back the old Madden covers. Bring
Yes,
back
the
the.
old Madden covers of just Antonio Brown standing in front of yellow.
No, not that. No, not old. Not that. That's shit Madden. I'm talking about like Golden Age, like Madden
Like
11,
Odell.
like Madden 10. Like oh, that Odell one was awesome. Hell yeah, that Odell one, the
They
Drew
could have
Brees
had
one,
Puka, bro.
Calvin Johnson.
Puka would have been some heat on the Madden cover. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, I mean Golden Age of Madden. That Antonio Brown one was fucking stupid.
Um,
That was also happened
but
to be the worst Madden of all time, like gameplay wise and everything. Like horrible.
they all suck. But I love football, so
Yeah,
I deal with it.
they all suck, but Madden 19 is a different kind of suck. Like you wouldn't even be like, I love football, so I'm gonna deal with this game. No, you would fucking put down Madden 19 and pick up Madden 18 and then download a roster update.
So, Mr. Joey Chestnut, one
Yeah,
of
he
the
got
best
banned.
competitive eaters. He got banned from eating in Nathan's hot dogs or whatever 4th of July competition
For
because he has a sponsorship with some impossible vegan fucking hot dogs, and so they're like, nah, we eat meat around here.
I think that was I think that they did that on purpose because Joey Chestnut's been fucking killing them in their hot dog eating contest, and nobody tunes it. No, but already nobody really tunes into a fucking hot dog eating contest unless you're just out there and you're like, there's a hot dog eating contest. You want to go? Just do this, just to fuck around and have
Our
fun.
school loves them.
I love Joey Chestnut too, but like, ain't no one going out of their way to watch a fucking hot dog eating competition. And especially not when you know who the fuck is gonna win every year. Joey Chestnut. So it's like, damn, nobody already tunes in the hot dog eating competitions. And damn, nobody's tuning in anymore because Joey fucking has won the last 13 years in a row. Oh, he's sponsored by a vegan brand? Let's use this as ammo to fucking ban him from our
This is a
competition.
conspiracy.
Make it
This
more interesting.
this runs deep. This really runs deep for sure.
Yeah, the Joey
We
Chestnut.
gotta get some.
They blackballed Joey Chestnut because he's been winning too much.
How dare they blackball his chestnuts? But the real question is, do you think you could beat me in a 1v1 Glizzy Goblin competition
Dude,
similar to Joey Chestnut?
yeah, I do. I want to. I'm only saying this because I've won a watermelon eating contest before.
Wow.
I
I'll
ate
tell you one thing.
Dude, I ate an entire watermelon in under 30 seconds. That was the craziest thing I've ever done in my life.
I'll tell you one thing about me. I cannot finish hot dogs, so I couldn't finish this challenge. I will not eat the last bite of the hot dog for fucking. If I don't, you have to make me because I don't like that shit. I don't know what it is. I'm full and I don't want that little nub.
Really? That's like my favorite part of the hot dog, the last little bite.
What? No. It's the middle part with all the bread and the condiments. But anyway.
I load my shit the fuck
Oh,
up with condiments, so condiments is everywhere on mine.
he is gonna 1v1 this Asian dude that he's like rivals with, I guess. So I saw that. At least he's getting his pay-per-view out
That's good.
of this. He can fucking, I got some fight stuff. So I guess I can move this up a little bit because we already talked about it. Tank fought Frank Martin last night, and for the most part, it wasn't too one-sided. Like Frank Martin was backing up from Tank because you kind of have to, unless you hurt him. But it wasn't like Tank was landing on him super crazy. Tank does wait a little bit early in the beginning of his fights,
Yeah.
which
Honestly,
is what he did. But
honestly, that guy was outboxing him.
Oh yeah, with
like
the
for the
straight
most
punches for
part.
sure.
Yeah, like he was getting outboxed that entire fight for the most, and but that's what happens in a Tank fight. You get that, and then you just fucking feel your entire like life go away once his fist hits your face, and then you drop on the ground.
Well, also because he likes to fucking dehydrate everybody and not let them have water until a week after the fight's over or whatever.
Hey man, he fights with Floyd, dude. And I'm not like it's smart. I think I like Tank the most out of all the guys who used to be hype jobs, like Ryan Garcia, Devin
Like,
Haney, and Tank. I like Tank the most out of all. I used to like Ryan. Now Ryan I hate the most, honestly. Like even I hated Taney, so I was happy when Ryan beat him. But now Ryan's just so fucking insufferable. But I don't like Haney, so I guess I'm kind of happy that he's a little distraught over losing to Ryan. But Tank's fucking actually focused and he actually trains and he puts the work in. He still has work ethic, but he is like Floyd. He will cherry pick his fucking the contracts and the fucking stipulations behind the fight. It's smart. He's
dude,
he's doing the Floyd thing.
out of all the three guys you just named, like Ryan, Tank, and Haney, I feel all different about them. Like Tank, I was thinking about it, like watching his fights. I'm like, he's got like Mayweather type IQ, but like Tyson type offense. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like he's furious, but he's like knows what he's doing. It's fucking. It's a I'm forgetting the word.
He's being
Uh,
trained by Floyd too, which helps.
yeah, I don't know. He's just kind of like he's planning it the whole time. He's waiting for the moment, and it was like I was looking at the broadcast and it was round 8 and there was like a I don't know if it was like the commentators scorecards or like the fan scorecards, but it was pretty close. It was like they almost had the same amount. Tank might have even been losing, but and then round 8 he fucking knocked him out. I was like, okay, scorecards don't fucking matter. But yeah, he hits so different.
I really hope that him and Ryan fight again. He knocks him out again. That'd be funny. He said that at the fucking press conference after. He said Ryan said I'm the best fighter. I'll knock his ass out again or some shit like that.
Yeah, just make him like look like a little girl with the dehydration shit because he looked like ass if you looked at
Ryan's
the
a
pictures of him in
fucking
the fight.
Ryan's a clown now. If he fought anybody worth a fuck, he'd probably lose. I mean, honestly, his record and resume and who he fights isn't all too fucking impressive for real. Except for the last two, Devin Haney and Tank. Those are the only two legit guys he's fought. Before that, he had 20 fights of fucking tomato cans. Yeah,
Haney, I genuinely can't figure out why the boxing industry wants him to be fucking popular so much because he's not entertaining.
he's
He's
not.
not a
He's
knockout artist.
he's boring.
I don't know, like, but like they plant these things, like the judging goes his way a lot of the time, and then fucking
It's
like the Ryan Garcia piss stuff came out of nowhere. Really, I feel like
yeah,
he had something to do with it because it,
you know
yeah, it got overturned and then not.
Lomachenko is like he's not a fucking power puncher or anything. He's a more technical fighter, and he's not really talkative too. He's not really entertaining outside the ring, but when you watch his fights, he does some crazy shit with his footwork that makes him entertaining. So you can be entertaining and be a technical fighter, but Devin Haney is just not entertaining, and he wins, but fuck, man, he's a crybaby too. I don't like him.
Saw that video I sent you earlier of Tank beating his ass in sparring at Mayweather's gym.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Tank would probably knock his fucking face off.
Did you see him sleep or sneak Tank and it didn't even hurt him?
I didn't, but I wouldn't be surprised.
He
I'm
sucker
not.
punched him while Tank was looking at someone else, and it didn't even hurt Tank really.
I mean, I'm not. I know Devin Haney would beat me. He's a professional boxer, but in whole terms of everything, like boxing, Devin Haney looks like he has fucking pillow hands.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not throwing like his whole weight and everything or committing. He's like very technical, and I mean it's pretty looking, I guess. Like a nice jab is a nice jab or whatever, but if that's all you're throwing, then yeah, I don't know. And
Haney's
Ryan
legit
Garcia,
though.
I like him, but I would have loved to see him like try to transition to MMA or something because that left hook with the small gloves, he'd be so fast. I mean, takedowns and kicks are there as a problem, but if you can learn that, like if you could just be an elite boxer with like defense, that's like the scariest thing in MMA because the hands have little 4 ounce gloves on them, and that's just Ryan would sleep most people in his weight with that.
Oh yeah, because he's powerful too. Like he's same weight class as Tank, so of course, like he don't have no fucking tank power, but he's got some power, man. Like he'll knock you out.
Fast, it's like that fast speed left hook. I don't know. I mean, he's strong too, but it's a combination of the speed
Yeah,
as well.
the fast, speedy left hook, and then you got. But then Tank just has like dynamite in his fucking hands.
Oh yeah, he's smart because he's so short. Tank is so short, and when he uses it really well though. Like he knows how to get in the range and just shell up and shit.
Like I'd be bracing up for both punches, but like Ryan Garcia goes to punch me, I'm gonna brace up and be like, oh, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt. I'm fucking Tank's gonna punch me, I'm bracing up and I'm gonna say, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die.
Yeah. I imagine like if you took a body shot from Ryan Garcia, it would feel like you got stung by a really big ass bee or some shit. Like not like it wouldn't hurt, but it would be more like pinpoint and like fast, and it just like hurts the area more specifically. And then Tank, like he would just punch through you.
Yeah, like he'd explode my stomach.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but yeah, Tank won in the round 8. He'll probably rematch Ryan, or I don't know who else he'll fight. Boxing's dead to me. I'm a casual, honestly,
He's
but like
probably gonna move
I
up
had to
weight
catch Tank.
class, I'd imagine.
He's small, dude.
Who knows? He might move down. I don't know. I wouldn't move down.
Tank. He didn't look too much smaller than Haney in that video though, so that's okay. Uh,
Plus, boxing weight
I'm
classes
gonna.
are fucking like so much. Like it's like what 5 pounds in between. He could move up.
I'll do this next segment real quick though. I did. So Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen had a boxing match for the third fight in their little rivalry, but it was promoted like it would be like a real fight, and afterwards it was you know called an exhibition match and shit like that. And then when you watch it, it's like two old men just like patting at each other, and it's a far different thing than when like Anderson Silva fought. Uh, Give me a help here, Chavez,
Yeah, Chavez
Cesar
Jr.
Chavez, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Yeah, I think. And then he also and then when he knocked out Tito Ortiz really fucking fast, those were like legit ass boxing fights. But this was like in Brazil, I guess, in front of some crowd as an exhibition match because Silva wasn't trying to kill Chael. Chael wasn't trying to kill Silva, and
I was
not
about to
much
say
happened. But
they're friendly now. They seem like even if they don't hang out, they seem like friends. It doesn't seem like they want to hurt each other. So
dude, I think John Jones and DC will get a beer as soon as John's retired. That's just I think you can't have a rivalry like that in a sport where it's not actually personal and then keep the beef and all that shit. I think the only one that might be like that is probably like Masvidal and Covington. They're not getting over that shit.
no, they won't.
But yeah, Silva and Son, they had a draw. It was a 5-round draw, and I was thinking about how this could be. I have two possibilities in my mind. It's an exhibition match, one, so it's going to be an immediate draw anyway, just like Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson was back in like 2020 or whatever. So that's probably it. But there's also a small stupid little moment where they clinch up and then Chael kind of fumbles over his feet and he falls down, and he rolls over his back and shit because he fell. And I'm thinking maybe they counted that as a knockdown. And Chael won like 4 rounds, and then they gave that a 10-8, and then I have no idea. I have no idea, but it was weird, uneventful.
5 round
I had it in
fight,
the lineup.
fucking weird.
I thought it would be better than this, so I put it in the episode. But yeah, just a little funny, little testosteroned up old men slapping about, and I'll talk about a couple more boxing things than a UFC thing. But speaking of some old men boxing, Mike Tyson, we spoke about it. He's out of his fight for now on the July date. That's supposed to be moved to November versus with Jake Paul. But stepping in on like 3 weeks notice or some shit like that, Mike Perry, bare knuckle sensation, is
Mm.
gonna be fighting Jake Paul next month in boxing, like with gloves. What do you
Yep.
think about that?
Oh my God. Mike Perry. I was just watching him a little bit earlier, actually, before the episode started. Um, I think I watched him versus Eddie Alvarez. He
I
did.
didn't know they fought.
I don't know
Oh,
if it.
in bare knuckle, yeah,
Yeah,
in
in
bare
bare knuckle.
knuckle,
Yeah, not UFC, bare
yes.
knuckle. But yeah, that was a fun fight to watch. He's good, man. Like I mean, obviously, I'd expect him to be good, but he's good. But I
That's like his zone.
that is, he's really good at it. He must like boxing must be his shit.
Yeah, I don't know. He was good with the little gloves at boxing range because with the little gloves and no gloves, you can you can get past the guard quicker, and you're not there's not these big ass pillows that are gonna block punches. So yeah, that's good for him. His range, he's built for a punching. Like he's not a big kicker, not a grappler. And so when he was in the UFC, like he would get fucked up by superior strikers and grapplers, but he always had that dog in him, and he was always down for like a bloody fight or a knockout. He always had power. So like he's had quite the resume in bare knuckle recently. Like he made Luke Rockhold quit, broke his teeth. He beat MVP and by decision in bare knuckle. He just fought Thiago Alves, an old UFC fighter. He fought Eddie Alvarez, an old UFC fighter. I think he stopped him in like round 2 or some shit like that. I don't have it with me right now, but he's like the most legit MMA guy Jake Paul's ever fought. So this is like, I wouldn't say I'd say Mike Perry's a harder test than Tommy Fury even, but Tommy Fury actually beat him, and so we can say that. But yeah, this is gonna be a rough fight for Jake Paul. Bad matchup for Jake Paul. I mean, I think he's too stiff. I think he's gonna get cracked by Mike. But maybe the big gloves help Jake Paul cover up and keep it at range.
Yeah, that is what I was thinking. Like the gloves are a little bit bigger, and I guess Jake kind of is I guess a little more technical with it, and Jake has power to knock motherfuckers out too. But like his his level of competition that he's faced isn't the level of competition that Mike Perry's faced. And then he's fight. I mean, I know Mike Perry's boxing type of guy. He likes that shit, and he's bare knuckle boxing. But another guy who's not known for his boxing, more so for being an MMA fighter. Congratulations, Jake Paul. Woohoo! But fucking yeah, Jake Paul's very stiff when he fights. His head movement is kind of limited, so I could totally see Mike Perry fucking knocking the shit out of Jake Paul. I hope that happens. I really, really hope that happens. But
If he can't hit
I
the
got
face,
Jake
he's gonna
Paul.
rip the body.
Oh yeah, I got Jake Paul
I,
for right now just because. But if Mike Perry did it, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'd be so fucking happy. I'd be fucking cheering.
I'm gonna go Mike. I mean, I think he's just gonna hurt. I think he's gonna hurt Jake, and then I think he's gonna be able to eat Jake's punches a little better than some of these MMA guys have. You know, not no offense, but Anderson's a little old, and so is Diaz. Mike Perry's still like 33 or something like that. So
Mm.
he's not some old man.
Holy
And
fuck,
hey,
that's like the first person that's not Tommy Fury that he's fighting that's under 40.
dude, he beat Michael Venom Page in bare knuckle boxing. So I don't know that Jake Paul's a better boxer than Michael Venom Page is. I don't. But yeah, that's an interesting little freak show update to that stupid ass Jake Paul thing. And I'll get into an honorable mention shenanigans before I get into the last topic. Uh, this is just because it's a boxing thing. Tyson Fury got kicked out of a bar in his hometown and then ate shit on the sidewalk. So that was kind of funny. He just bent down and face planted. Felt bad though because he's a big ass dude, so that shit didn't feel good. I
The
bet.
bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Huh?
I said the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Oh yeah, he was real sloppy drunk too.
Damn.
But I'll get into my last topic here. So UFC 303, man, what a journey we've been on, and it's not even there yet. So originally, the fight card was supposed to be Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, and the co-main was going to be Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree, right? And then Khalil Roundtree gets popped for steroids that he was laced with or whatever the fuck the case was, and he's out for like 6 months now. So he's suspended. He can't make the fight. They look for a replacement. They get Jamal Hill, this young up-and-comer. He's like 12-1. His name's Carlos Ulberg. Trains with Izzy. He's a devastating striker. Scared the shit out of me for Jamal, honestly. And then, so that's the new fight. And then there's like rumblings that McGregor is injured. They're looking for replacements. And it takes some weeks of this rumors to say anything or to do anything. They post some videos. They take some videos down. Blah blah blah. And then just like right after, like a day after our last recording, they said McGregor's out. He's got an injury, and they're looking for a replacement. And then they said that Jamal Hill was also out and looking for a replacement in that fight. So all kinds of shit going on, right? Also, obviously, Michael Chandler's not going to stay in the main event if it's not Conor McGregor. So they replaced that main event with Alex Pereira and Yuri Prochazka 2 on 2 weeks' notice. And then they give Anthony Smith to Carlos Ulberg on short notice, which Anthony Smith just got knocked out by Khalil Roundtree on short notice in his last fight. So this is a really stupid idea for Anthony. Or not his last fight, the fight before his last fight. But yeah, UFC 303, that'll be a couple weeks. We'll predict that in a few weeks.
Hell yeah. Hopefully it's actually good.
I think it'll be good. Oh yeah, and they added Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez, and Michael Venom Page and Ian Gary are gonna fight on that card too. I think there'll be some more stuff. So I think it'll be a better card than it was gonna be originally, probably. Maybe not with Jamal Hill out, but I don't know. But that's all I got. That's everything for this week, topics wise. Did you have anything?
I did not, but I did want to say, you mentioned it already, that Caleb Plant threw a drink at Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia was talking shit about, his wife and everything. But I saw some shit where some motherfucker in this comment section said Ryan Garcia would win, and this is totally a bait comment. Like, I see these, like, these are obviously bait to get people to fucking, like, respond and be mad at them. But
yeah,
someone said, "What you smoking on?" And then someone said, "Make Plant drop down to Garcia's weight. Ryan would kill him." I'm like, I thought the smaller person was supposed to go up to the bigger weight. And then some motherfucker replied to that comment saying, "That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. The weight cut itself would kill Caleb Plant."
They should have said, like, "What are you smoking on?" They should have said to somebody like Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant.
You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
I don't know. What else? I think I had one more thing to say before I get on to the shenanigan. Oh, yeah. When I was looking up Stanley Cup, that stupid-ass cup that was trending a while ago popped up before the fucking NHL Finals. I'm like, bro, how is that allowed? How is it allowed to be called that? I don't know, but...
The Shenanigans of the week.
Getting into the shenanigan of the week here. I felt like it was a pretty good one. So there's this man recording a video of like a 3-vehicle car crash. One's flipped up on its back. And the man recording approaches the vehicle on its back, and he goes up inside the broken window, and he crawls in. He's just talking to himself. He's like, "Oh, there's a car crash. Oh my God, there's a watermelon of some sort." And he sees this watermelon that's chopped in half, and he just picks it up and starts to leave with it. And then all of a sudden, when he comes out of the car, someone goes, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And he looks up to his left, and it is NFL Red Zone's Scott Hansen reporting live from the 3-vehicle car accident with the watermelon thief. So that's it. It's just Scott Hansen reporting the watermelon car crash. I thought that shit was pretty funny. When we have the episode up, I'll put a little still image of Scott Hansen standing there, disappointed at the watermelon man.
Scott Hansen is disappointed.
But I'm all done. I don't have anything else for this week.
I don't either.
Episode 21.
Hopefully, the title of this episode is going to be determined on what happens. Obviously, you guys will know after what the title is when it's uploaded. But if you made it to the end, I'm thinking about I think about these titles when I upload them and everything. And man, depending on what the fuck happens in the finals, dude, because like I do genuinely think the Mavs could be the team that brings it, like that does tie the series up, and we could be talking about that next week instead. And that, so really, it depends on what happens tonight or tomorrow in the finals for real, because that episode's getting uploaded on Tuesday. If it's a 3-2 series and it's still a finals, y'all will see a different title than if they got 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking on the Mavs part. How are they gonna? What adjustments can they make to keep the Celtics from behind at all points in the series and do different shit? I guess, like I said earlier, getting some of their guys the ball for the alley oop there. That's good. I like the playmaking by them, but I don't know how they can do that 3 more games.
I don't know how they can do it either, but I got faith in them.
That's what's up. But yeah, I'm all good for this week. And yeah, do you have anything else you wanted to say?
I did not, except Mavs in 7. Peace out.